Alright, so now you've passed the STAR test. Let's see if we can't go to the next level and do some problems with the same strategies that'll get us to commended. Alright, so this one, we read the question, and what do we need to do? We need to know that no solution represents parallel lines. Parallel lines have the same slope but different y-intercepts. Don't be fooled by answer choice B. If you extend those lines to the right, they will eventually cross. Alright, got an equation, and we're asked which one is true. So we've got to know some things. In the answer choices, we got to know what an x-intercept is, a y-intercept, what an asymptote is. Alright, so we put the equation in y1, we go to our table, and we notice we find 0, 8, and that is the y-intercept. Okay, remember the asymptote is a horizontal line. Use your Hoivuk's information, knowing that an asymptote will start with the letter y. So the asymptote in this problem is y equals 0, not x equals 0. Alright, we have an equation, believe it or not, up in the question, f of x equals negative 37 is really just y equals negative 37. So I can put this in my calculator. Just type in a negative 37 and go to your table. Now, if you scroll up and down your table, you're going to see that the x values are going to change. They're going to go from negative infinity. I could scroll all the way to negative 500 if I wanted to, or a positive 1,000 in the x column. But the y is always going to be negative 37. So you got to remember, domain is x, range is y. Alright? So the answer is going to be D. Look in the x column right here. This is all the real numbers. Again, if you don't believe me, start scrolling up and down. You'll see that you can go forever to negative land or forever to positive land. And the range is a single number, negative 37. Alright, on this one we have a graph, and the question is which best describes the y-intercept. Well, guess what you need to know? You need to know the y-intercept. So make sure that you don't get careless. Make sure you note the scale changes and go with what is clear. So this one is kind of just knowing what a y-intercept is. Okay. Solution set on this one. This one is going to be a little tricky, because if you notice in the inequality, the y variable is on the right side. Oh, those tricksters. We like our y's on the left. Okay? So you got to know if you're going to flip this symbol. In this inequality, if I were to solve it, I would add 54 to both sides and divide by the number in front of y, which is a positive 6. And if I do that, and I suggest that you do that on your dry board or piece of paper, you wind up with negative 4 over 6, x plus 9 is less than or equal to y. And again, notice that the y is on the right-hand side. We're used to the y being on the left-hand side. Well, just like a pancake, just flip everything over, and you'll come down here and you'll have y is greater than. Because when the y went to the left-hand side and everything else went to the right-hand side, the inequality symbol followed the y and flipped over. So now we have y is greater than or equal to negative 4, 6x plus 9. So we have a y-intercept of 9, which A has. We're shading up because of the greater, and it is a solid line, not a dashed line. So they were trying to pull a fast one on us, but we can handle this one. Okay. Another way you could do this is you can pick an ordered pair from the shading part. Now, from the original problem, we should know that we're going to have a solid line. So it's either going to be A or D. So if I come over here and pick a point that's in the shading, I picked 10, 10, 10 for x, 10 for y, and I plugged it in the inequality. And I asked myself, shading is where all the solutions are. So if I pick 10, 10 and it gives me a true statement, that's the one I want. So if I come down here, you'll see in the original problem I substitute in 10 for x, 10 for y, and I get negative 40 is less than. It should be less than or equal to. Sorry, I forgot that. It was midnight when I finished. That's true. Negatives are always less than positive. So because this point in the shading gave me a true answer, I pick A. If I were to plug in, if I were to look over here, 1010 would not be in the shading. So 1010 would be false over here. So that's why I didn't pick B. Alright, on this one, it's asking for, oh my goodness, it's asking for rate of change. Rise over run. We could do a slope triangle, noting the scale. So I did that by mouse right there. Or we can actually pick 3 points, and I highlighted these in red, these 3 red dots. Put these in your calculator and do a regression, and it will show you the slope or rate of change. On this one, we need to, oh my goodness, we got domain from the left to the right. That's domain. All right. So I build a left wall over here. I build a wall from the left over here to the right. With range, I go from bottom to top. I do floors and ceilings. So it's like building a house. So if I know domain is X, I'm not going to pick these 2 guys down here that have Y's in it. Oh, please, please get the letter right. Okay, we got our answer. All right, on this one, you got to know what a 0 is. A 0 is an x-intercept. We want to know the one that only has one of them. A and C cross at 2 points on the x-axis. And D does not cross at all, so that's a no solution. This is the only one where the vertex is on the x-axis. Alright, need to wake you up. What's the equation of the slope? Oh, you need to know? Vertical, Hoivux. Vertical goes north and south. Okay? I misspelled vertical. Sorry about that. Again, it was late. So I'm going to use vertical as Vux. So I'm going to use the X. I'm not going to do the ones that have Y equals. And the U stands for undefined, so I pick J. On this one, domain problem once again, but we've got to notice these arrowheads, and in a parabola, parabolas are always opening. They're opening as they move left to right. Parabolas are always opening. And we know that in that case with the arrowheads, they are going to go forever to the left. Can't build a wall over here. Forever to the right. Can't build a wall to the right. So we can use any x value we want. Yay. Alright, which ordered pair? So if you give me an ordered pair and something to plug it into, like this guy right here, I'm going to do that. So I go through here and I put in a 5 for x and a 0 for y, and I get 10. So I ask myself, is 10 greater than or equal to 10? Yes, it's equal. It is true. Pick B. On this one, vertex. Got to know what a vertex is. A vertex is either the lowest or highest point on a parabola. In this case, it is the lowest. It is down in the valley. And the vertex will also go, the line of symmetry will go through the vertex, and I've highlighted that in yellow, and that's just extra information in case you need it on Monday. Okay. This one, you got it. Oh my goodness, read the problem. X-intercept and Y-intercept. So, I mean, look how they're trying to trick you here. They have a 3 right here, but that's an x-intercept, but the question says y-intercept of 3. So just read this carefully. This is a gimme. This is the one that you should have. And hey, if we've gotten these problems, we've got 35 problems already correct. Man, you just blown this thing out of the water. All right, so on this one right here, you can do a reverse box method, which I've quickly done here. You put in your quadratic term in the upper left, your constant term in the lower right, and you go through and you pick one of these on the side, and you fill in the top, and if you can successfully fill it in, that's the answer. However, there is actually a cool way to do this on the calculator, and you just play matchy-matchy. So we're going to put the parabola, the question in Y1, and we're going to put the line. See, all your answers are lines if you make them equations. So you're going to combine, I know this is crazy, you're going to combine a parabola with a line, and you're going to try to find the picture where the line and the parabola meet, wait for it, on the x-axis. And it doesn't matter if it's to the right or to the left, like in this one right here. It doesn't have to go through both of them, just one of them, okay, because they're only asking for one of the factors. So it may cross on the right side over here, and in another problem it may cross over here, but as long as the line and the parabola cross at the x-axis, that's the one you pick. And if I try this with any of the other answer choices, A, C, or D, they're not going to work. That's cool. All right, on this one right here, you might get a freebie on this. Hey, put it in your calculator, press graph. Oh my goodness, notice right here, it doesn't even cross the x-axis at all. So if it doesn't cross the x-axis, there are no solutions, which they're calling factors in this problem. We're up to number 37. I'm tired. Screencast Schematic is about to kick me off because I won't pay for their updated version. Guess what? You've got 37 correct. You go get you 5 more, and you get the gold star. You'll be commended. You'll be a rock star. You can take this moment and say, hey, not only did I pass this thing, I got commended. Hey, let's go eat at my favorite restaurant. Or do your own negotiations. Hey, you're going to do great. Follow these strategies. Real quickly, the strategies, if I could go over them one more time. Get comfortable. Be confident. Use your formula chart. Visualize any type of classroom charts or helps. Or, hey, memorize one of your rants from your algebra teacher. You know, I know that I've given some good rants. Maybe raise my voice a little bit for emphasis. Try to remember those moments. It might help you. All right. Remember, do not do this test sequentially. Do not do problem 1, problem 2, problem 3, problem 4. Do not do that. Scan the problems for calculator matchy-matchies or equivalents. Go through and find those first. Then go back and look for any problem that has vocabulary in it. Stuff that you know. Vertex, asymptote, y-intercept, and then do those problems. If you have an equation, let that help you out. Okay? And then go back and do the ones that that are sucking a lot of time or that are very difficult. And check your answers. Please, please, please check your answers. Hey, best of luck.